So picking up where we left off last time, I have got all the hubs and the wheels here, and I'm just test fitting them for their fit. Now these ones screwing, which is what I've not seen this before. So being very careful drilling the holes. One thing you need to be careful of is that you don't drill through the body. So make sure you don't drill too deep. I got the appropriate size drill bit, which I think it's a 1.8mm for this one. Each Alpha Models kit has different size screws, so check on each one. And like I say, for whatever you do, do not drill through the body all the way. So a little battery powered drill on my Herzo is perfect for this. Drill all out, clear the holes out, get all the resin dust off and out of the way. And I would recommend putting a dust mask on as well. Now, I did put the screw in, and while it did hold it, it didn't have quite the purchase that I wanted. So I thought, you know what, we'll add a little bit of CA glue underneath, then screw it down, and belt and braces. We've got it where we want. So I've screwed it in place and then straightened the axle up to the right angle. And then the glue will grab that and it'll all sit perfect. So everything's been test fitted. Do not glue or screw anything in place till you've test fitted everything. So as you can see here, I've got the wheels and I'm just test fitting that they sit in the arches properly at the right ride height. And they all look good. We can then get the intercooler in at the front, which has been painted black with the PE inside as well. So a little bit of CA glue, and again, test fit. I repeat, do not glue anything in place on these kits without test fitting it first, and make sure other parts around it also fit in place. Getting CA glued resin apart can be a bit catastrophic sometimes. Now I've screwed the chassis in place. I actually lost the footage. Well, I don't think I click record if I'm honest. So the interior is in there, and I kind of idiotically missed me getting it in. But you got most of it in with the dashboard and the rear parts shelf and the door card. So it's literally a case of slotting in the chassis itself, drilling out the holes like we did with the wheel hubs, screwing it in place, which did fit a lot better on this. And I'm just attaching all the carboned aero trim now. So we've got the front splitter on, the side skirt, and that little rear valance on the back as well, which are all looking good. They all fit in place perfectly. And then prepping ahead for all the indicators, I'm just going to use a bit of Vallejo Model Air Silver and just paint inside. Doesn't matter if it goes on the paint at all. And what we'll do, we'll get the lights in there then. Once they're glued in place, we'll remove the excess with a moistened cotton bud. By far the easiest way of doing lights. This is a water-based paint going over the 2K. So it has no effect at all, and it wipes off unbelievably easy. So we'll let that dry for half an hour or so, and then we can glue all our lights in place. Now the rear lights, like I explained last time, there's photo etch. So I've painted all the back of it black, and then popped all the photo etch in place. And then we'll get some clear X27, I think it's X26 clear orange, to paint the lights themselves. So I thought this was the easiest way of doing it. Part of the fun of modelling, and especially these Alpha Model kits, is figuring out how to do things. And these kits will certainly test your build process, because the instructions are not really instructions. They're kind of a very vague assembly guide. And you kind of got to sit there and figure out, right, how the hell do I do this? And for me, by far the easiest way. So a couple of dabs of clear on, let it go off, and then put another one on top. As long as you're careful with the micro brush, it'll stay on the PE. And it will dry to a nice glossy clear red and orange colour. If you do get any on there at all, you can wipe it off because it's water-based paint with alcohol. Just be very careful, because if you rub too hard it will take the paint off. But it's a case, just build up nice and slow. As you can see, there's our yellow and red lights on the back. Happy with those. Like I say, if you want a bit more, add a little bit more. It's as simple as that, really. There we go. Once we're happy with that, we've got some Bob Smith's Gold, and I'm just applying it on some of the kind of raised, ridged areas of the lights, where we can get that light unit in place. Now, this rear light unit is probably the worst point of this car. It really doesn't fit well at all, so it's a real shame. It's a little bit too short, in my opinion. It could have been done with being a bit longer, so like a millimetre longer each end. But we'll go with the best of a worst situation, or a bad situation. We just get it centered, get it glued in place, hold it down, and just wipe off any excess CA glue quickly. With the Bob Smiths, if you're very quick, you can get excess off with no damage. I'm just going to sit and hold this for a few minutes until it grabs a hold. So there we go, there's the lights on. I put a little bit of tape on to hold it in place as well. Now the brake calipers and discs we're going to assemble. So obviously usually the larger discs go on the front with the larger calipers, so make sure you assemble them as per the guide in front of me there. So a little tiny dab of CA glue on top. Quick blow of warm air. CO2 in your breath helps dry CA glue. So what I'm doing is where the point is that we cut these off the paw plug is where I put the caliper, and that way you can't see it then. See, work smarter, not harder. So a little bit too much CA glue there. There we go. So a little dab at the top, right where that paw stub was. Pop the caliper over the top, and there you go. You can't even see the problem anymore. And then again, a quick test fit. Make sure everything's fine, and then we can pop some CA glue on there and get them glued in place like that. There we go. Quick test fit of a wheel. And again, make sure you're not going to glue on your fingers. And yeah, sits in perfectly. Sits in flush with the wheel arch, and the ride height looks about perfect as well. Same on the other side. We've already test fitted it. Now there is a locating point for the caliper. Make sure your calipers are facing the right direction. Some face forward, some face back. Use your references of either the instructions in front of you or the real car. Find real life pictures. And again, check the wheel fitment. Seems to be spot on. And then the same on the back as well. So good fitments on this kit, considering it's I think it's not one of the newest kits. It's not that old, but it goes together really well. Once you're happy with everything, we can commit to gluing the wheels in place. All four wheels are exactly the same on this, so there's no need to worry. So just make sure when you glue a wheel in that it's straight, it sits in the arch right, and it's not a weird toe in or toe out. There we go. You get a little bit of working time with the CA glue. If you're not confident with CA glue, use a water-based PVA glue because you can always get the wheel back off.